Hello everyone, welcome to Chem Analysis. In today's lecture, I will discuss about a very important and crucial topic, that is how to calculate number of carbonyl stretching bands in metal carbonyl complexes. That is, if you are given a complex like octahedral MCO whole 6 or MLCO whole 5, and you will be asked that how many carbonyl stretching bands will be observed for these complexes. Now you cannot just tell seeing the geometry of these complexes, since in this case you will see that it will be octahedral, and here all the carbonyl group are equivalent, so here will be one band. It is okay, but in this case it is also octahedral, and you can see that from this geometry you can see that there is two different type of carbonyl group, that is this 4 in the square plane are equivalent, and this carbonyl is different to this 4 carbonyl ligands. That means you can say that there will be observed 2 bands for this complex, but it is not right. It will show 3 bands. Then the question is how to calculate that how many types of different stretching bands for carbonyl stretching frequency will be observed for such complexes. You can calculate the number of carbonyl stretching frequency for such metal complexes if you know the point group of that complex. That means using the group theory you can say that how many number of carbonyl stretching frequency would be observed for such metal complexes. Now the symmetry of a molecule can be divided into two categories, that is higher symmetry and lower symmetry. In the category of higher symmetry, the point groups like octahedral, tetrahedral or DNH or DND, such point groups comes within this higher symmetry point group. And in case of lower symmetry complexes, the point groups like CNV, CS, CN comes within this lower symmetry point group. Now, higher the symmetry of a complex, lower will be the carbonyl stretching frequency band, and lower the symmetry of a complex, higher will be the stretching carbonyl bands. Now you have to keep in mind one thing, that in case of C2V and CS point group, since these point groups corresponds to lower symmetry of the complex, in such point group the number of carbonyl bands will correspond to number of carbonyl units. That is, if the complex contains 3 carbonyl molecules, then the number of carbonyl bands will be 3. If it contains 2 carbonyl molecules, number of carbonyl stretching bands will be 2. You have to keep in mind for these two point group, that is C2V and CS. Now let's see some example how to calculate number of carbonyl stretching bands for those complexes. Now I will first discuss about the hexa coordinated complexes, these 6 complexes, and then I will discuss about penta coordinated and later 4 coordinated. Now the point group for this complex MCO whole 6, it is octahedral and it is highly symmetrical molecule, and you can see that all the carbonyl units are similar. That means for this complex there will be one stretching bands for carbonyl stretching frequency. Now if one carbonyl ligand is substituted by another different ligand, that is L, now in this case you will see that the point group for this complex is C4V. That is, there will be one C4 axis passing through L, M and this carbonyl ligand, and there will be 4 sigma V plane containing this C4 axis. Now in this case, if you consider a sigma V plane passing through L metal center and this carbonyl ligand, it will bisect this square plane, and this carbonyl will be equivalent, and this carbonyl will be equivalent. That means you can see that there is 3 different type of carbonyl units. So there will be 3 stretching bands. The point group is C4V. Now if another carbonyl ligand is substituted by another same ligand, that is L, then the complex will show 2 geometrical isomers, that is, one is trans and one is cis. In case of trans, you can see that the point group is D4H. There will be C4 axis perpendicular to the square plane, and there will be 4 C2 axis perpendicular to the principal C4 axis, and along with that C2 axis there will be 4 sigma plane, and in addition there will be 1 sigma H plane. That means C4, 4 C2, 4 sigma V plus sigma H, that means D4H. And in this case, due to presence of a molecular plane containing this square plane, you can see that these 4 CO ligands will be identical, and for that reason it will show 1 carbonyl stretching bands. Now in case of cis ML2CO whole 4 complex, you can see that the point group for this complex is C2V. There is only one C2 axis passing along the square plane, and containing this C2 axis there will be 2 sigma V plane. One will pass along the carbonyl metal center and this carbonyl, and one will pass along this square plane. That is, the point group is C2V. As I have said in the starting of this lecture, that in case of C2V and CS point groups, the number of carbonyl stretching bands is equal to number of carbonyl units. Here we can see that this molecule contains 4 carbonyl units, so it will exhibit 4 carbonyl stretching bands. Now in case of ML3CO whole 3 complexes, there will be 2 type of geometrical isomer, that is, one is facial and another is meridional. In case of facial, this CO3 ligand will be cis and this 3 ligand will be cis to each other. And another thing, that the plane containing this 3 carbonyl ligand will be parallel to the plane containing this 3 L ligand. And in case of meridional complexes, the plane containing this 3 carbonyl ligand will be perpendicular to the plane containing this 3 L ligand. And in this case, for 2 carbonyl ligands, all the ligand will be cis, and for another carbonyl ligand, 2 ligand will be cis and 1 will be trans. And in the case of facial isomer, if you see carefully, you can see that the triangular plane containing this 3 ligand will contain a C3 axis that will pass along the middle of this triangular plane and the triangular plane containing this 3 ligand. That is, the C3 axis will pass along the middle of these 2 parallel triangular plane, and containing this C3 axis there will be 3 sigma V plane. That means 1 C3 and 3 sigma V plane. That is, we can say that the point group is C3V. Now in this case, if we consider a plane sigma V plane containing this M, L and CO ligand, and that will bisect this square plane into 2 halves, then this carbonyl ligand and this carbonyl ligand will be similar, and this will be another different carbonyl ligand. That is, there will be 2 different type of carbonyl ligands. That means 2 carbonyl stretching bands for this facial isomer. Now in case of meridional isomer, you can see that the point group for this complex is C2V. C2V, that is, a C2 axis will pass along the diagonal of the square plane, and containing this C2 axis there will be two sigma V plane. One will contain this L ligand metal center carbonyl and this L ligand, and another sigma V will pass along this square plane that is containing this 4 ligand and the metal center. That means the point group is C2V, and in case of C2V, as I said previously, that the number of carbonyl stretching bands is equal to number of carbonyl unit. That means 1, 2, 3. That is 3 carbonyl stretching bands for the meridional complex. It is very easy to solve the how many number of stretching bands will be observed if you correctly assign the point group of the given complex, and you have to keep in mind the condition for the C2V and CS case. Now, in case of pentacoordinated complexes like MCO whole 5, it is trigonal bipyramidal in geometry and 3 carbonyl ligands in triangular plane and 2 carbonyl ligands in the axial orientation. Now, if we see the point group for this complex, you can see that there will be a C3 axis containing this metal carbonyl and this carbonyl ligand. That is one C3 axis, and containing this C3 axis there will be 3 sigma V plane, and in perpendicular to the principal axis there will be 3 C2 axis containing this metal center and 1 carbonyl ligand, and there is 1 molecular plane. That means we can say that the point group is C3 perpendicular 3C2, that means D3, and sigma V along with another sigma H, so it will get priority and it is D3H. And in this case, since there is a sigma H plane, and it will convert these 3 CO ligands to equivalent one, and these 2 CO ligands different to the equatorial CO ligand. That means these 3 CO ligand will contribute 1 bands, and these 2 equivalent CO ligands will contribute another CO bands. That means there will be 2 carbonyl bands. Now, in this case, if we substitute one CO ligands with a different L ligands, then there will be a possibility of axial orientation of the ligand or equatorial orientation of the ligand. That means the case will be like this. If L is substituted in equatorial position, it will be equatorial, and if L is substituted in the axial position, it will be axial. Now we have to see the point group of these two complexes. Now, in case of equatorial ligand, there will be C2 axis passing through this, and containing this C2 axis there will be 2 sigma V plane. One will contain this ligand metal and these 2 carbonyl ligand, and one will pass along this triangular plane. That means C2 plus 2 sigma V, and it will be C2V. Okay, and in case of C2V, number of carbonyl stretching bands is equal to number of carbonyl unit. That means there will be 4 stretching bands for this equatorial complex. And in case of axial complex, the point group, you will see that there will be a C3 axis passing through L, M and CO, and containing this C3 axis there will be 3 sigma V plane passing along this metal ligand carbonyl and 1 carbonyl ligand, and similarly for other 2 there will be 2, that means 3 sigma V plane. That is, the point group is C3V. To see how many different carbonyl unit is present, we have to go through, or we have to consider only one sigma V plane, and after considering that sigma V plane, we have to see how many different carbonyl units we are getting, and that will correspond to carbonyl stretching bands. We cannot consider the 3 sigma V plane. If we consider the 3 sigma V plane in this case, or in previous case as I discussed, if we consider 3 sigma V plane, then these 3 carbonyl units will be equivalent, and there will be 2 carbonyl stretching bands. But it is not for this case. and you have to choose that sigma plane which will give you more symmetrical carbonyl units. That is, if there is any sigma H plane, then you have to go through the sigma H plane instead of sigma V, and you have to consider the sigma V in such a way that you get maximum number of equivalent carbonyl unit. Now in this case, if you consider the sigma V plane, since all the three sigma V planes are equivalent, you can consider any one of these three. That is, if you consider this the sigma V plane containing this metal, ligand, carbonyl and this carbonyl unit, that will make this two carbonyl units equivalent, and it will left this as different to this carbonyl and this also different to the remaining two carbonyl. That means there will be three different type of carbonyl units. So there will be three carbonyl bands. If you consider the sigma V plane containing this carbonyl and this metal, ligand and carbonyl unit instead of this sigma V plane, then in that case also there will be these two carbonyl will be equivalent. That means for that one, and this carbonyl will be different. That means for this two there will be two, as a whole there will be three different carbonyl units, so three stretching bands. You have to consider only one sigma plane. That means you have to consider that sigma plane which will lead to least number of different carbonyl units. In other way, we can say that operation will lead you to a set of equivalent carbonyl bands. That set will contain maximum number of equivalent carbonyl units. That means as a whole least number of different carbonyl units. Is it clear? Now if we substitute another carbonyl ligands with similar L ligands, that is Ml2CO3 type complex, then there will be a possibility, then there will be a chance of geometrical isomerism, that is cis and trans isomer. And in case of trans isomer, if you consider the point group, then you can see that there is a C3 axis, and containing this C3 axis there will be 3 sigma V plane, and in perpendicular to the principal axis there will be 3 C2 axis and 1 sigma H plane. C2 axis are perpendicular and sigma H plane which will along the molecular plane. That means the point group is D3H. And as I said previously that you have to consider a sigma plane which will lead to least number of different carbonyl units. That means in this case, since there is one sigma V plane and one sigma H plane, but if you consider the sigma V plane, you will get two different type of carbonyl units. But if you consider the sigma H plane, then you will get that all the three carbonyl units are equivalent. That means one set of carbonyl units. So you have to consider the sigma H plane, and for that there will be one CO stretching bands. Now in the case of cis Ml2CO3 complex, you will see that there is only one sigma plane that will pass along this metal, ligand and this carbonyl ligand, and it will bisect these two CO ligand. That is, there is only one sigma plane, sigma V plane, and the point group is CS. As I said previously that for CS and C2V, the number of stretching bands is equal to number of carbonyl units. That is, the stretching bands will be 3 for this cis complex. Now if we consider the tetra-coordinated complex as like MCO4, that is the point group for this is tetrahedral and it is higher symmetry molecule, so stretching bands will be lower, and since all the carbonyl units in this complex is equivalent, there is one set of carbonyl units, so there will be one stretching bands. Is it okay? So here I have discussed about how to calculate number of carbonyl stretching bands for different type of complexes. If you remember the points carefully, then you can solve any type of questions came in CSR Net or GATE exam. So that's all for this discussion. Thank you for watching, and if you are new in this channel, then please subscribe to my channel because it will support us to make such interesting videos in future. Thank you.